Nikita, here we are, not far away from the FA Cup final. How's it feel?
Exciting. I mean, to go back-to-back FA Cup finals is a great achievement for us as individuals, for the club, and ultimately we want our name on that trophy.
Been chatting to a few of the players and they're like, oh, it would mean so much. You've won it before. You know what this feels like,
Yeah,
right?
it's different. You know, it could be potentially the club's first trophy, major silverware. And I think the important thing is when winning any competition, it helps you understand what it takes to win, and that bodes so well going forward for the team. You know, 6 years since its inception as a team, you know, many ups, couple of downs, and through your journey you're going to have inconsistencies at the start. But when you get your first major silverware, it just helps everyone understand what it takes and the level that's needed each and every day to achieve that. And you know, the FA Cup final can only go from that to, you know, the league, Champions League, Conti Cup. You know, you need to get your first one before you think of the rest.
Is that what this club needs?
Yeah, it definitely does.
Is that also what this club needs because this season in the league hasn't quite gone according to plan?
Yeah, definitely. The league has definitely for us been inconsistent. We haven't quite reached the levels that we did last year, which has been disappointing. But at the same time, you know, when a club's growing, it's sometimes you're going to have sticky times, and ultimately in a league like the WSL, you lose a couple of points and you lose a couple of games, and you find yourself where we are, fourth in the table, you know, trying to, you know, consistently catch up to the likes of Manchester City, Arsenal, Chelsea, you know, especially with the budgets and the resources they have as a club, as an organisation, and where we want to get to. I think to win the FA Cup, knowing what it takes to win, and then that'll help you attract talent, that'll help the club, you know, understand that we mean business as a team, and show the other clubs that, you know, now we've won, we're coming for you.
Did that semi-final help with that message as well? Because obviously it was a revenge mission beating Chelsea, wasn't it? You kind of felt like you needed that.
Oh, we definitely needed that. For us as a team to understand that we can compete with these teams. And ultimately in football, you've got to have both sides of the game. You've got to attack well and defend well, and we did that. And that's what it takes in the big games, you know, fine margins, you know, trying to keep Chelsea out in them final moments, doing everything we could, the fight, the courage, putting our bodies on the line. You know, it's what it takes. And, you know, now we find ourselves in the FA Cup final, a brilliant opportunity to get our first silverware as a team, and, you know, really push on as a club.
You know what it's like to win at Wembley in a big crowd in a big game, but how different is a game at Wembley like that as opposed to sort of any other cup final you played in previously?
I think previous cup finals hasn't drawn in the crowds that we're going to see at Wembley on the 12th of May. Ultimately, the game's grown so much, the crowds have grown so much, and yeah, the whole atmosphere around Wembley is going to be massive. You know, the United fans always come out in the force, it's going to be a difficult time for Tottenham. I believe they do create a very intimidating atmosphere.
They are loud, you lot, aren't they?
They are. I must say, best fans in the league, I must say, because they come out in the numbers, travel up and down the country, and are very loud. Very loud.
But I suppose you've seen the good and the bad side of that as well this season, because they are allowed. They don't mind saying when they're unhappy as well as happy. So in order for you to sort of go out there and have this day, I suppose, it's going to mean a lot for them as well. Yeah,
definitely, and it's what they deserve. You know, the whole season they've backed us, regardless of what's happened, what their opinions are. In the 90 plus minutes of a game, they've got our back like our 12th man, and you know, fans are always going to have their opinions, and you know, they don't know what goes on inside our dressing room, inside our building, but they're always going to have their views, and you know, you can accept that because they pay money to come watch it. They expect a certain brand of football. It's Manchester United, it's a massive club, so there's always expectation there also. But we also need to understand as a team, we can't always deliver what the fans want. It's just football, it's sport. We've got to go on our own journey, and they're always going to want more, but I can definitely say they'll always back us.
You say progress obviously isn't a straight line.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
We all know obviously like that you can talk about what's been going on in the changing room, but obviously there's been more than that at Manchester United this season. So how different has this season been, considering so much has been up in the air and kind of post this season, no one really knows what's going to happen with the project and where it's going to go.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult, and the one thing as a team we've tried to do is just do our job. That's ultimately all you can do as an individual, as a team. You've got to go out there and do your job, and put everything that's off the pitch to the side for them 90 minutes that you're on that pitch. You've got to go out there and give your best for the club, for the badge, for yourself. And I think as a team we've tried to do that consistently. And ultimately we don't know. It is the unknown of what's going to happen beyond the summer, but ultimately we can't think of then, we have to think of now.
And you talk about not knowing what's going to happen at the end of it, and yet still at the same time you're turning around to me and saying, if we win, we're in a better position. So you're already looking forward, you're already trying to put this club in a better position to keep going.
Yeah, definitely, and I think as an individual that's my mindset. I want to deliver for me, Nikita Parris, my family, everything they've helped me achieve, but also the club I play for. I'm determined, every time I step on that pitch, every time I step on a training pitch, I want to push the club forward and really help them push to new heights. And there's no better way than to do that with your feet.
And we're seeing that with your form this season as well. You must be really happy with the way you're individually playing.
Yeah, definitely. I think, with an inconsistent season, to find consistency as an individual has been massive for me. I've really wanted to be an experienced head in the changing room, but not necessarily with all the time with words. I wanted to do it with action and show the girls, regardless of everything that's going on around you, you can still deliver. Focus on yourself, bring the best out of you, and that'll help bring the best out of the team. And yeah, that's what I've hopefully tried to do.
You look like you're really enjoying it.
Yeah, I do. I really enjoy it. Football is an amazing sport, but ultimately it's my job, and with every job you want to give your best, and I feel like I do that every day.
It is your job, but what will it mean if you do walk up those steps, lift that trophy, tens of thousands in the crowd at Wembley? That is going to be up there, right, in terms of what you personally achieve?
Yeah, definitely, to do it consistently, win trophies with the different teams that you've played for, and help a team that's not won silverware to go and win silverware as an individual. That's massive. I've told you previously about what it will mean for the club going forward, for the team going forward. Winning your first silverware and having that mentality of what it takes to win and actually winning, so then you've got the pedigree to go forward in the games where you think it might be hard in certain moments, but I know I can get through because I've did it, and that's massive. That experience is invaluable.
Tell you something, I was excited before, I'm even more excited now.
Me too.